Hello my dear students. In this video we will talk about the malpractices like smoking and drinking alcohol and what are the bad effects of it. Smoking, as you know, it's quite prevalent not only in India but globally, and generally people do smoking because they take in tobacco. Tobacco has a chemical that is known as nicotine. And tobacco can be chewed also. It can be taken through smoking, as I just said, and it can also be snuffed. Okay, so by all these processes, nicotine goes in the body and it increases the concentration of adrenaline and noradrenaline in the body. These are the anxiety hormones that raises the cardiovascular activity. And consumption of tobacco also causes cancers. It could produce oral cancer. Oral cancer means the cancer of the mouth. It can cause cancer of the respiratory system. Major organ that is affected with it is the lungs. So people, they consume tobacco for their pleasure, forgetting about the ill effects they are getting. Also, by tobacco consumption, very important thing that you must know, that CO or carbon monoxide concentration gets increased in the body. And you know that carbon monoxide has equivalent ability to get bind with the hemoglobin. So basically, oxyhemoglobin level is decreased in the body, because of which the general efficiency of the smoker is reduced, because you know that oxygen is one gas which is required by our body because we are aerobic organisms. Okay, so smoking, chewing and snuffing are the various processes through which tobacco is taken by the body. It is not a recent practice. It started almost 400 years ago. Through this, nicotine gets into the body, which increases the concentration of the hormones adrenaline and noradrenaline in the body, and these are the hormones which are produced by the adrenal gland. And you know that adrenal gland is located on top of each kidney. We have two kidneys, thus we have two adrenal glands. Consumption of tobacco is not good for the health because it increases the risk of oral cancer and especially the cancer of the lungs. Along with this, it also increases the concentration of carbon monoxide in the body, and in return, it decreases the concentration of oxyhemoglobin in the body. These all points are important to learn. They can be asked in any of the question. Consumption of alcohol is also bad for the human body because generally the people who are addicted or dependent upon it, they don't drink less. They drink more than what is required by the body. In little quantities, it is very good for the body because it helps in controlling the normal metabolic rates. But if it is consumed in higher amount, a person loses the balance. He or she cannot differentiate between the good and the bad, and various malpractices may happen because the person is not in sense. Overconsumption of the alcohol may permanently damage the liver, and this disease is known as cirrhosis, where the normal liver cells, they begin to disintegrate, and this is a fatal disease. So the people who consume alcohol in abnormally high limits, they may suffer from the liver cirrhosis. Now, we have already discussed about the drug abuses. We have already talked about the smoking and alcohol consumption. There are various ways to stop it. So people generally at puberty or adolescence, they start because of various reasons for drug abuse or consuming alcohol or for the smoking. There is enough peer pressure. Parents, they compare their child with the others, and this creates a pressure. a person does not feel comfortable and he or she takes the help of these bad things. So peer pressure should not be much, rather a person should open enough so that he can talk to his friend or any close relative or parent even for this. But taking the wrong path should always be abolished because it's not good for your body overall. And help from the parents can always be taken. Whatever problems you are facing, you can discuss them with your parents. They are grown up, they have enough experience than you in their life, so they will always guide you better for it. Help from doctors can also be taken. If someone is addicted and has underwent the dependence stage, then definitely at this stage doctor help should definitely be taken to get rid of all such bad practices, because in a long run these are quite fatal for the body. Now the next is looking for danger signs. The close friend or whosoever is close to the person who is consuming all these bad things, the person who is close should be talked upon. The danger signs should be told to the person who is consuming alcohol or is smoking or practicing drug abuse. As I said, that in long run they are not good for the body. So a person should be made well aware of that if you are consuming these things, these following things may happen to you in the future. So this education on the bad effects of drugs, alcohol and smoking should be educated to the person who is engaged in this process, and some psychological counselor can also be appointed for this purpose, because generally what happens if a person is practicing all these things, then generally a person never wants to open up with the family members or the close relatives, because he or she has fear in mind that it's almost unknown what step will be taken with them. So they can rely on the outsider for this purpose. A decent experienced counselor can also be appointed that can hear to the problems of the person, and necessary steps can be taken well in time to save the life of the person who has been addicted or has been showing dependence to these kind of bad practices. I hope this was helpful to you. Stay tuned for more videos and don't forget to share my channel with your family and friends for the ultimate help. Thank you.